Hi guys, it's Titus, and on this video we're going to talk about my Stamina Dragonknight build. Okay, we're going to start off with our race. So on this one we're Orc. This build is pretty much good with any race that you prefer. I just prefer the Orc, so you could just chase people with, and you got the extra weapon damage. The Motherstone, we do have the Serpent on this one. You can use the Warrior if you wanted to, or the Steed for the extra health recovery and speed. But because I play both Battlegrounds and Cyrodil, I prefer just keeping the Serpent, so that way I don't have to keep changing my Motherstone. But generally speaking, if you're in Cyrodil, you do want to go with the Warrior on this. Now in the food, pretty much the standard gold food, Bewitch, Sugar Skull, gives you balance of all the stats and also the health recovery. So as you can see there, my standard health recovery is 1830. Now if I do a normal buff up, as you see, we have 2500 health recovery and 1600 stamina recovery. So that's generally enough. You can use, if you're struggling with stamina recovery, you can change to the gold Artaeum, so that way you do get the recovery, stamina recovery buff on that. But generally speaking, you don't need to. Okay, so we go through the skills. First of all, on your two-hander, you have Stampede. This is pretty much your bread and butter when it comes to this build, and you'll see why. I did choose Stampede so it leaves the AU in the ground, because it's part of the combo. Noctis Breath, debuff, and has massive 11,000 poison damage. Dizzy Swing is spammable. Reverse Slice. In Battlegrounds, I keep Reverse Slice because a lot of people are generally quite squishy, and they're always compact, so I always used Reverse Slice to get multiple kills. But in Cyrodil, I would recommend the other morph for the kill confirm and execute. Rally, your activate and forget kind of skill. Heals massive when it ends, also gives you the major brutality. You do have the leap. Now on this one here, I did prefer the ferocious leap for the for the absorb damage. That way I can stay in combat longer. The difference in damage isn't that much, so personally myself getting the extra absorb damage shield just to stay in that fight a bit longer. Personally, I do prefer that. Now on the back bar, got sword and shield, fragmented shield. So this one here, you don't really spam on this. So I chose fragmented shield so it lasts for the major mending buff for 6 seconds. So you just cast this, then put vigor. So throughout the whole vigor, all your heals are going to be massive. Volatile armor. It's your resistance, and also it's got damage return. Doesn't do much on there, but it does get Nightblades out of stealth. Ransack. Now this one here, I know that we already got Noxious Breath, but you're mainly going to use this for two things. One for the set that we're using, and also minor protection. I know that that's going to change most likely. Venomous Claw. You could either switch Noxious Breath and Venomous Claw other way around if you want to, but I prefer it this way, so that way you can hold block and then you can spam Claw on everyone, and then by doing that you will get, if you are playing defensive, just use the Claw, and while that's there you are getting stamina recovery from your class passive from Combustion. So when you apply poison to an enemy, you restore 500 stamina. And then you just literally keep applying that, you restore stamina, you get some stamina back. And then also fragmented shield when you cast it, also helps with that. And then you got your vigor for your big heal, 4 seconds, so when you put this one here, you do have 17,000 health recovery. So usually you just put this, and that will usually top you off, and then when rally, and if you do need a big burst heal, you just pop rally for that. And final skill, you do recommend the spell wall. I haven't updated this yet. I don't really use it very often, but if you do, because I'm pretty offensive when it comes to it, but I'd use spell wall when it's upgraded. And then you get your standard passives to hand out. And then on this one here, we are using a medium armor build, so we go through the gear. So we're using Maelstrom's Perfected Maul. You can use the non-perfected, but because with the way that the gear is set up, we don't have a monster helm on this. I do recommend getting the perfected so you can get the physical penetration. So even though our weapon damage isn't as high as it can be on this 33, so it end up being 3.5k weapon damage, that's still plenty to kill confirm. And we have the penetration on here, so that will add that as well. I do recommend double dot poisons, so you can use crown or you could create your own. Back bar, we've got the Masters Perfected. I do have the defending on there, and then a shield, but sturdy with tri-stat. So when you do use puncture, as you can see, one you got the defense, minor protection, and also you have the small heal. So that will also increase with that. So they all kind of combine. So if you're in a sticky situation, and then you're pretty much topped up straight away. So our next piece is Elysian. So this one is a standard set you could buy, which is quite good. 2 armor piece health, and then you get 2% extra health recovery for the total resistance that you have. So when you put this one here, And as you can see, your health recovery 2600. There you go. So any good reason. There you go, 27. So when you're low, you recover quite quickly, especially with mending as well. Now the next set is Unleashed Terror. So with running 5 medium, in battlegrounds it can be a bit squishy with 5 medium, so you can equip where you have 5 Elysian body, 5 heavy pieces of Elysian body, and then Unleashed Terror with a jewelry and 2 piece. But once you get used to the build, you don't really, medium armor in battlegrounds is fun, and it's definitely preferable in Cyrodil. Traits wise, you could use whichever trait you want. So I have 2 infused, 2 pen and 2 sturdy. So I got in pen, 3 in pen, 2 sturdy and 2 infused. You could use whichever you want. Then Elysia, I do like to have 1 extra health there in recovery, then 2 infused for the weapon damage. Now CP, you can use whichever. I just put an all-rounder. You can pause this. Recovery. Because I'm an orc, I don't really need to put much into sprint. You want Siphoner for the extra debuff to be cleansed. Mooncalf. Don't really need tenacity too much, so just put these points there. And tumbling. I'm 14 weapon expert, 61, and then here's my blue tree. So generally speaking, when it comes to kill confirm, so you want to make sure that you're buffed up. So what I would usually do, because with how the sets work, this one's an over 5 second, this one's 10 seconds. So you want to stack up all your dots straight away with the burst, and usually your dots will kill them if you don't kill confirm it. So what you usually do is you rush in, breath, ransack, claw, leap, and then execute. And if that doesn't finish them off, then the dots will usually finish them off from that. So as you can see there, now you can change the setup a bit, but this one doesn't take advantage of the Malakath, which I don't mind too much. When you combine these 2 dots on top of your skills, then it won't matter too much, because when you cast this by itself, along with the 2 sets, it's really hard to out heal that. Okay, so